Tiny guy named Gandhi said this, and it had huge effects. He said, be the change you want to see in the world. So do that. One of my friends, Kainrad, last summer told me something. He said, don't talk about it, be about it. And that was honestly, that's such a little phrase, it's such a little thing, but that was kind of one of the motivating factors for me. Is like, I can't just sit here and be like, man, somebody should do about that, you know? I should do something about that. We all should. You have the power to change the world. Let's do it. My name is Josef Kainrad. Most people can know me as Mojo. I'm bicycling coast to coast to raise awareness of human trafficking in America, to raise support for safe houses that liberate and rehabilitate sex trafficking victims. We're starting in Bern, North Carolina, and then bicycling throughout the United States to San Francisco, about 3,500 miles. And so at almost every major city that we pass through, Springfield, Missouri, Oklahoma City, Albuquerque, New Mexico, we're having benefit shows where the local hardcore scene is coming together and throwing a show, and all the proceeds of that will go towards To Be Free. To Be Free is the charity I'm fundraising for. To Be Free is a project under Abolition International based out of Nashville, which is a leading nonprofit in anti-sex trafficking. Now, what To Be Free does is it benefits 12 safe houses, 8 domestic, 4 international, specifically by buying beds. In America, there's less than 100 beds for girls today coming out of sex trafficking, and what we want to do is fundraise beds for those girls. Need people to actually act and do something and put their energy, time, and effort where their mouth is. Anyone can say, man, this is a problem, and we need to know about it. Cool, you know about the problem. What are you going to do about it? You got to actually move and do something. You can't just say, man, the world really sucks. Somebody should do something about that. You're somebody. You can do something about it. The only way we're going to change the world is if people stand up and fight for what they believe in, and stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves, and actually move. Not many of you have met me face to face. That doesn't make any difference. Know that I'm on your side, right alongside you. You're not in this alone. I just think that's so important because I don't ever expect to meet anyone that I help. I don't expect to see face to face anyone that is going to benefit from this or going to be rescued or in any way helped. I don't expect their gratitude or to see them at all. I just want to serve them. They should know that there are people out there fighting for them, and there are people out there serving and working hard for them. I grew up in church. I grew up for 16 or 17 years, calling myself a Christian, and I just never really walked the walk. You know, I didn't really have love, joy, compassion. There's no real significant change in my life. It was just, I'm going to call myself a Christian, but be a butthole to everyone, and be a jerk, and find value in drinking and in music, and through physical appearances, and sex and girls, and finding value in things that weren't going to sustain, that weren't going to bring life, or bring joy, or bring hope. Nothing gave me hope or sustain. Everything was meaningless and mundane, and just like, there's no purpose behind anything. And so I was really lost. That's a great word for it. I was lost. And when I was 18, my young life leader in high school really just kind of like kept pursuing me. Like, he'd pick me up from like going out and partying and staying up late or whatever. And he'd pick me up and like let me crash at his house. I'm very thankful now, because in retrospect, it's like they were serving me and they're showing me like God's love by like saying like, we're not going to judge you for this, but we are going to love you and serve you. But I went to Young Life Camp and worked it called a Work Crew. It's like a mission program, sort of. You just volunteer there for a month. And I just saw real lives changed over the course of that summer by the gospel, and how they found hope and joy and peace and strength in Jesus Christ. And I was like, well, Holy Spirit, if you're real, let's do this. And I think that's exactly what it said verbatim. And like, God rescued me and ransomed me and stirred my heart to one that's compassionate and love. It gave me a heart to help people, it gave me a heart to search people and want to do something different to make the world better. He alone rescued me by his pursuing and his love alone. And that's how I was rescued. He was a man. He was a man's man when he did that. He was a hard ass. Like if you read, like I remember the first time I read through Mark was that summer, and I was like, man, Jesus is such a hard ass. Like he's not this like pansy little like fairy guy that we always imagine him to be. He is a tough guy that didn't put up with any crap. And he was like, no, we're gonna cross demons. He was like, get out of there. Came across a guy that was lame that couldn't walk. He was like, get up, walk, quit being lame. Not like your friend, but like quit being lame as in you can't walk. Like get up, and the guy would walk. And he'd be like, no, take your mat with you. Why would he take his mat with him? So that way he would remember where he came from, so he could share that and be like, this is where I'm at now, and this is where I came from, this is how I was rescued by Jesus. So how does that apply to the bike tour? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So while I was on another mission the next year, my friend Fletcher was like, I'm going to bike across America. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that, but I've always been in like bands or working or like recording or doing something where I wouldn't be able to travel across the world. And I was in a band for a year and I got out. I was on a tour with my friends called North and South. I was touring with them through Nashville, and they're what's called a To Be Free band, a band that promotes to be free by selling bracelets and awareness. And all those bracelets go to the safe houses. And so I was on tour with them, and we stayed in Nashville with a girl named Sam Sutherland, who started the Red Thread movement and is one of the lead girls in To Be Free. We have a video called Meet Sam about her. So Sam Sutherland just opened my eyes to like the horrors of sex trafficking. And so I was like, you know what? Since I'm not in a band right now, I am going to bicycle across America because I've always wanted to. My mentor at the time was like, you should do it for a cause. So I decided I'm going to do it for Sam's project, To Be Free, and I'm going to do it to help people. And so that really was what stirred my heart, and got home and just like prayed about it for 2 weeks, and then told my church body about it. And just my friends and family at the Village Church have been like super helpful. That and the bicycle community in Denton, and my sponsors at Bullseye, Kevin and Rachel, thank you guys so much. And just everyone in our community has been overwhelmingly supportive of this tour. And the only reason I'm doing this tour is because people stood up and said, we're going to help you. We believe in this cause, we're going to help you. We're going to do this. And that's the only reason any of this is happening, is because people trusting other people and believing in each other. And as a gaggle of people, we come together and change the world. It's a ripple effect. So it's a one drop in the ocean change everything. Like stand up for what you believe in, and stand up for helping people, and do something about it. That's what I really want to just encourage people to do, is like get off the couch, stop watching whatever TV, and just do something. Live your life, make a difference, change the world, be a tangible change.